going on, boys and girls? Welcome back to another episode of the 10th inning. In this episode, the Red Sox struggle. The Rays stay hot, and Vladimir Guerrero Jr. makes his Major League debut. But we begin today with Cody Bellinger, and he has been on top of he's just been on top of the world. And if you look at his stats, they're absolutely amazing. He's batting over 400. He has 14 home runs. He has 36 RBIs. He's been absolutely
500 on base percentage. 500 on base percentage. 1,413 OPS.
And with all those, all of them are the best in baseball. Every single one leads the majors. And Ethan, if you I plan to make a separate video on this. What do you think it is that makes him so good?
I don't know. I just think he's gotten off to a great start, obviously. And I think that he could be what's missing in that Dodgers lineup. Because we've seen the last few years where it's just kind of, there's been no huge threat in that Dodgers lineup. No one that, except maybe you could argue last year when they had Manny Machado, but it's always been like your Corey, your Justin Turners, for example, that are just like pretty good hitters, but they're not your like superstars. But Cody Bellinger is becoming just that.
I will say one thing, if you guys ever watch Dodger games, I want you guys to look out for this when Cody Bellinger hits. When he faces a righty, he's not too good against lefties. He absolutely destroys righties. He gets so much rotation in his hips. It's unbelievable. That's really the key to hitting well, but a lot of times when you have such little time to adjust since pitches come from the mound to the plate in less than a second, it's hard to do that. Look how much he turns his hips. That's how he gets such power and just how he just gets so much torque and rotation on his swing. The Dodgers take on the Giants tonight at 9:45 Eastern Time, the late games. God love those.
Yeah.
Second thing we will go into is the Cubs won in 15 innings. That is my favorite team. They won in 15 innings. It was a great game. They started off 3-0, but then Eduardo Escobar hit 2 home runs to tie the game. Bullpen, actually, I was pleased with. Cubs left the bases loaded twice in extra innings. But then Ben Zobrist with a double down the line. Tyler Chatwood scored because he had a double earlier in the inning. And that sac fly by Bryant made it 6-3. Diamondbacks would get 2 in the bottom half, but the Cubs eventually won. So now, I think we will throw it over to Ethan for an injury update. Ethan, who's hurt as of late? I know a lot of your Yankees are hurt.
Yeah, I just wanted to. It's unbelievable how much the Yankees have been hurt. I mean, so at the moment you have like 13 guys on the injured list. You have Luis Severino, Didi Gregorius, Troy Tulowitzki, Giancarlo Stanton, Aaron Hicks, Aaron Judge, Clint Frazier, Trey Burke, Dylan Betances, Miguel Andujar, even guys like Jordan Montgomery, who was injured last year, Ben Heller even, and then even guys like Gary Sanchez, CC Sabathia have come off the injured list, and it's just been absolutely insane. But one thing with the Yankees that you got to give credit to is their guys. There's a lot of guys that have, and by the way, I should also mention DJ LeMahieu is now day-to-day, which we'll get to in a bit. You got to give credit to a lot of guys who have stood up and rise to the occasion, such as guys like Dio Urshela, who's given an opportunity. Guys like Clint Frazier, obviously I mentioned he got hurt, but when he had this opportunity, he shined. And even guys that are more experienced and proven have stepped up as well, such as DJ LeMahieu and Luke Voigt and guys like that. So, so it's, and also just the Yankees have just had a ton of injuries.
All right, so now, as for other injuries around the MLB, we talked about Cody Bellinger earlier. His competitor for NL MVP, Christian Yelich, is nursing, I think it's an arm injury of some sort. I can't quite remember. Also, Jacob deGrom has a lingering thing going on.
He came back. DeGrom came back.
All right, so we'll see if that maybe affects his pitching in any way, shape, or form. So that's your latest.
It's a back issue. I actually forgot as well. It's a back issue for Christian Yelich.
Oh, it's back. Okay, I forgot what it was. So that's our latest on the injury/Yankees update. Next, I think it's time to talk about Vladimir Guerrero Jr.'s debut. And first to it, we were following, since we don't have MLB TV, Ethan, I know you have that. I'm going to try to get that next year. Anyway, he started off with back-to-back strikeouts, and then he hits an absolute rocket into the corner and gets absolutely robbed by Chad Pinder.
But then he ended up scoring the game-winning run when he hit a double, and then Brandon Drury hit the walk-off home run to drive it.
Yes, that's what I was going to elaborate on. But, I mean, you have to admit, that was a great play by Chad Pinder. Running into the corner, not a lot of space.
Pinder, he plays all over the field, and he made a great play there in left field.
I gotta say, I do like Chad Pinder. I like the A's as a whole. I actually have an A's hat. I'm not an A's fan, I'm a Cubs fan, but I do have an A's hat. I think I'll wear that for the remainder of the video. Just for fun. So, another thing I want to say about Vlad, what makes him so good, that's a big boy. Like, he's real thick. No homo, by the way. Like, if you guys ever wonder why Aaron Judge is so good, it's because of his size. He gets a lot of weight and momentum behind his swing, which causes him to hit the ball far. That's what I saw a lot about. That's what I saw a lot of that with Vlad in the MLB. He's also, I think, a kind of underrated defender. I don't know if you would agree, but I think he's kind of underrated defensively. And maybe he can get some people out to that ballpark, since there are not many people going to Jays games before he came up. So, great to see.
As mentioned before, not mentioned before, but just as like a matter of fact, Marcus Stroman, his teammate, obviously a pitcher on the Toronto Blue Jays, compared him to Zion, saying that he's
You're
baseball's
actually
Zion
right.
in the sense of all the media that comes with him. And I think it's just going to be really interesting. We'll see. A lot of jokes were made about Bryce Harper, about how much MLB like focuses on Bryce Harper, especially ever since his like free agency and stuff. But I think Vlad, for the rest of the year, even though the Blue Jays don't figure to be a contender this year, I think he's going to get a lot of attention for the rest of the year.
I think we could definitely say that is a safe assumption, and it'll be interesting. It's just the son of an MLB legend playing so well as of late, and he's great. So now, all right, Ethan, I'm going to ask you a bit of a question. At the start of the MLB season, who did you think would have the best record?
Who did I think would have the best record? I mean, you got to look at teams like the Yankees, the Red Sox, the Astros, the Dodgers, the Cardinals, the Cubs, the Brewers.
All right. Well, it's none of those teams. It is the Tampa...
Really?
What?
I said, really? Like, oh, no.
Okay.
I don't know.
It is the Tampa Bay Rays. They are 18-9. I think they're the only team still with single-digit losses. They have been an absolute wagon as of late, and the MLB is not giving the Rays enough credit. If you ask me, like Rays fans have been getting
By the
all
way,
that.
Just a fact check. I believe I'm not 100% sure. I believe the Twins are 16-9. You mentioned only team with single-digit losses. I believe the Twins are 16-9. But still, who would have expected the Twins as well? But let's get back to the Rays.
I mean, I think you have to start with Blake Snell. This guy is absolutely amazing. He has a wicked pitch repertoire. He has so many pitches he can go to. I'm pulling up his stats right now. So far, he has an ERA of 2.54, a 2.04 batting average against, an 0.92 whip, 2-2, not terrible.
But one guy that you haven't mentioned, and the Rays rotation has been pretty good, even though they have 3 starters and they use the opener, is Tyler Glass now has been an absolute monster.
They got him in the what's it called? They got him in the Archer trade. I have his stats. You're right.
We mentioned our injury report. Austin Meadows has been hurt, but Austin Meadows before he got hurt was also a piece. Those were the 2 main pieces they got.
And Glass now with a 1.75 ERA, 5-0, an 0.94 whip. A 209 batting average against, only 3 home runs allowed. He's gotten here's an interesting stat. On the road, he has an ERA of 0.96 on the road. An ERA of 0.96. That's absurd.
Yeah,
Also,
he's been a beast for them.
And also, I'm not quite sure how good of a season this guy's had, but I know I had my eye on him. Never mind. But
also, Charlie Morton's had a great year, so they only have 3 starters, because as mentioned, they use an opener. But their 3 starters have actually been absolutely dominant to start the year.
And, I mean, the Rays leading the AL East. How long do you think this will last? Do you think it'll last to the All-Star break, till halfway to the All-Star break, to the end of it?
It depends on what you mean. I had the Rays getting the second wild card going into the year. I still probably would have that, but I think they'll make the playoffs.
All right.
I'm a lot of young guys coming up, like Brandon Loud, who if the season ended now would probably be the AL Rookie of the Year. They just called up a guy, one of their top prospects, Nate Loud, who's a slugging first baseman, who hasn't actually played yet. I believe he's playing right now for the Rays. And yeah.
All right. Next, we will head into a standings update. We're going to go division by division. And yes, you were right about the Twins being 16-9. They're the only other team with single-digit losses, so you were right about that. In case you guys are wondering, the Royals are the only team with single-digit wins at 9-19. But anyway, let's go to the...
I believe the Marlins have single-digit wins as well.
Yeah, they're 8-20. I didn't scroll down all the way. So Marlins. So there's 2 teams with single-digit losses, 2 teams with single-digit wins. Anyway, the AL East is nuts. The Rays obviously are leading at 18-9. The injury-riddled Yankees are 17-11.
Have stood in there, but I should add, they're only at 1.5 games back.
Senor. Blue Jays at 14-14. They're actually not as bad as we said earlier.
Back. The Boston Red Sox are 11-17. I'm going to kick that over to you, actually, because I have some biases as a Yankee fan. I'm going to kick that over to you, Quincy.
Okay, so if you guys are wondering, I am watching on my TV. I have it muted. I have the A's Red Sox game. Red Sox are up 7-5. But I'll tell you, it's not the bats, although the bats I think have been subpar.
The bullpen has been pretty solid, but as you'll get to it.
It is the starting pitching. They are terrible. And this is one of the stronger rotations in baseball. I think last year, Chris Sale had an ERA of mid-2s, low 3s.
I think it was actually lower 2s. He was injured a bit, but I think overall it was lower 2s.
He has an ERA above 5 this season. That is terrible. I'm sorry. That is unacceptable from an ace.
Really, the only starter that's performing is David Price at the moment, I believe. I'll look through all their stats. David Price is doing all right. Rick Porcello has been trash. Eduardo Rodriguez has been trash. And then Nathan Eovaldi has been injured. And so they're starting rotation. That's their 5 starting rotation. And the only one that really has stepped up at all has been David Price.
Also, I'm watching this game. Eduardo Rodriguez gave up 4 runs in the second. He has an ERA of 5.88 and a 1.46 whip. Not very great. It's just the pitching. Like, if you look at some of these games, if we click over to the good old schedule here, let's see. Load, please. Opening day, 12 runs, and then 7, 6, 10 runs, 7 runs. Let's see, I see another one with 11 runs. They're consistently giving up runs they're just giving up runs in bunches. I think it's just the inability to finish off innings. Like, I think all of the A's runs this game came with 2 outs, but the A's
the bullpen, as we've mentioned before, has been pretty solid. I believe I haven't checked his stats, but I know Ryan Grazier's having a tremendous season. Matt Barnes, those are probably their 2 best relievers, have both had great seasons. But they've just gotten huge holes early because of that starting rotation. It's not been good.
All right, so that's a little bit of the Red Sox. We're gonna go into a few more standings, and then we might have a little debate at the end for you guys. We'll talk about that when the time comes. But back to the standings, the AL Central is pretty interesting. Everybody thought the Indians would be running away with that. They are 2 games back of the Twins at 60-9. They've been playing good. Tigers, White Sox, Royals follow. Not really that much there. Possibly the most competitive division would be the AL West.
I mean, at the moment, probably, but
the Mariners started on top of the world. They started what did they start, like 7-1,
I believe.
9-1.
I think they started 10-1 actually.
All right. They've fallen off a wee bit. They're at 18-13. Still good.
It's looking like the Astros are going to end up running away.
The Astros have been just so great. They were playing the Indians last night, and they were struggling so mightily at the plate. They were getting shut down at every angle. It was 1-0 for a while. The Indians couldn't really pull away, and then they exploded. It's a lot of good teams score runs in bunches. Like, they just get hits back to back to back to back. Like, the Red Sox had a 6-run inning today. They're in the 5th right now against Oakland. The Yankees, if you watch them, they score a lot of runs in one inning, and the Astros can definitely do that. Moving on. Okay, I lied. That's not the most competitive division in baseball. It is the NL East. The Phillies, Mets, Braves, and Nationals are all within 3 games of each other. It's the Phillies in first, the Mets in second at 1.5 back, Braves in third at 2.5 back, Nationals in fourth at 3 back, and then the Marlins at 8 back. Now, this is a huge debate in the baseball world. I think everybody had a different team besides, obviously, the Marlins. You said the Nationals. I said the Braves.
Yeah, but at this point, it seems like any team could run away with it. If you told me at this moment that you were from the future and you told me that one of those 4 teams won the NL East, I would believe you.
That is so true. I think Giraffe Neck Mark said something. He said, whoever comes out of this division and wins it is going to have 80 wins, because it's not because the team is bad. It's because, that's a nice catch. They just showed a good catch by this Rockies outfielder. I couldn't quite tell who it was. Anyway, I think it was David Dahl. Anyway, it's not because the team's bad. It's just because they've just been beating up on each other so mightily. Going to the NL Central, the Cubs, who started last in the division, they had been playing so terribly. They're actually
playing really well.
They have been playing well. Guys like Bodie.
The Cardinals are one of the hottest teams in the MLB.
The Cardinals are 17-10. Cubs are 2.5 back. Brewers are 3 back. Pirates are 4.5 back, and those Reds are 6 back. By the way, quick little thing, on May 18th, I am going to Great America Ballpark to see Reds Dodgers. Me and Tyler are gonna go out to Cincinnati for that game. He's a Dodgers fan and his dad's a Reds fan, and they're taking a Cubs fan with them, that being me. So I will be vlogging from that game May 18th. If you want to watch that game, I'll be there. And lastly, the NL West is kind of the Dodgers running away with it, but the Padres are hanging a bit close.
The Padres aren't going to be there. At the end of the day, this is going to be the Dodgers, and probably the second most likely team is probably going to be the Rockies.
Oh, also, I think this is also Giraffe Neck Mark. He said the Giants are the worst team in the MLB. Do you somewhat see that?
I can see the argument. The Yankees just swept the Giants, by the way. I don't know.
The Yankees swept the Giants, by the way. Anyway.
I'm just saying.
It's alright. It's okay. But lastly,
I just feel like there's simply worse teams out there, like the Royals, the Orioles, the Marlins, teams like that.
I don't know. Quick little last thing. Besides the division leaders, I'll give you a quick wild card update. As of now, in the AL, the wild card would be Yankees-Mariners, which would be pretty entertaining, not gonna lie. And the NL wild card would be Padres-Diamondbacks, and the Cubs are a half game back. So
I don't see the Padres and Diamondbacks being in the playoffs by the end of the year.
I think the wild card is going to be Cubs-Brewers. or Cardinals. I think it's going to be. I think 3 NL Central teams will make the playoffs. Is that a fair
assumption? My prediction at the beginning of the year is I had the Nationals winning the NL East, the Cardinals winning the Central, the Dodgers winning the West, and then my wild card, I forget. I think I believe I had. I'm trying to just remember.
I think you had Brewers.
I think I had Brewers Rockies.
Funny, no Cubs in there. That's a little disappointing.
I know it's kind of wide open. I could see so many situations play out where I could see, like, the NL East might determine a lot about, like, one of those teams might get a wild card. We'll see what happens.
All right, lastly, this will be the topic we end on. It's been a while since we've done the last episode of the 10th inning, and don't worry, we are trying to change that, Ethan and I. I've kind of been doing too many hockey videos, I'm not going to lie. But we will kind of start trying to do this week by week. It's kind of my fault, I'm not going to lie, Ethan. Anyway, but the big controversy that I guess is kind of old news, but we'll still talk about it, is the Tim Anderson bat flip. Quick rundown if you have been living under a rock. Tim Anderson is playing against the Royals, hits a moonshot, absolutely blasts the thing. He just flips his bat over to the dugout, which, to be honest, I think the Batista bat flip was better. I don't think that's like the best bat flip I've ever seen, but it was still kind of a beast of the bat flip. He trots around the bases. Comes up next half inning, and I forget the Royals pitcher. Ethan probably knows.
Brad Keller was the Royals
Brad
pitcher.
Keller. He comes up and he drills him in the back, and Tim Anderson is kind of like, you know what? He goes to Martin Maldonado. He's like, you know what? We're cool, man. We're cool. You know, I'm not gonna charge. We're cool.
Yeah. He talks it out a bit, and he says we're cool.
And I don't know what happens. I don't know what was said, but the bench is just all of a sudden clear.
And it wasn't even like a fierce clear. It was just kind of like they walked out, they discussed, and they went back.
And then it's like it's like the all these Royals are jawing at Tim Anderson like, oh my god, good job. Oh my god, you're so cool. You won a bat flip. It's like, guys, stop. You're not cool. Just shut up. And then it just got into a big deal. So what ended up happening is Tim Anderson gets ejected, Keller gets ejected. I can't remember who else got ejected.
Those were the only two.
So Brad Keller gets.
I think Rick Renteria got ejected, but those were the only players. I know that for a fact.
Yeah, Yost might have been. I don't know if Yost got. Doesn't matter.
Yost wasn't. I remember.
All right, it doesn't matter. Tim Anderson gets suspended 1 game, and Brad Keller gets suspended 5 games, which is essentially an equal punishment since pitchers only start every 5 days.
And then if anything, 5 games is almost less because they just pitch the 6th day. You just push them back 1 day. You save spot on the roster. It's almost a less punishment.
So I have a very strong opinion on this. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go over to where I mainly film, and you will see it'll be kind of a reaction, okay? Ethan, I want you to very, very quickly explain your side of the story, and you will get to see my reaction of what I think.
All right, I'm very passionate on this. So Tim Anderson hits a home run. He's been doing good to start the season. He feels good, and he does a bat flip. All right, maybe it was a little crazy, but he does a bat flip. That's all right. Cool. Brad Keller hits him. All right. Cool. You hit him. It's cool. If you want to do it, you can. You'll get suspended. If you want to do it, you can. But the best way to shut him up is to get him out the next time, not serve up a meatball and let him hit a huge home run. And then, of course, he's going to be happy and does a bat flip. So he gets hit. He's a little upset, obviously, because he just got hit. True, I got to give Brad Keller credit. He hit him in the back. He didn't hit him in the face. Got to give him credit. Cool. Tim Anderson's a little bit upset. He talks it out, and they're cool. And then the bench is clear, and then they both get ejected when they resolved it, and then Brad Keller gets suspended 5 games, which makes him sit, and then Tim Anderson gets suspended a game when he just bat flipped and your whole slogan is let the kids play, but then you give a guy a suspension when he does just that.
I could not agree more. And what I'm gonna end this on is, what is baseball?
Like, I'm sorry if I don't sound more fired up. It's just that it happened a while ago. I'm over it, but
Here's the thing. What is baseball? It's a competition. It's a sport. What baseball really is? It's a game. It is a game. What do you do in games? What is the whole point of playing a game? To have fun. Yes, maybe if you're in the MLB, maybe the premise is competition and money. It is a game. Why do kids play baseball? 'Cause it's fun. Have you ever seen people?
And it's entertainment for the fans.
If you see people in hockey, after people in hockey score a goal, they're all jumping on the boards. They're excited. Football, they play duck, duck, goose, or whatever the heck they want to.
In basketball, they do this on their wrist. Ice in my veins, ice in my veins.
Yes, indeed. I mean,
what do you want him to do? Next thing, he's gonna hit the walk-off home run of Game 7 of the World Series, and he's gonna put his hands in the air to celebrate. And next year on opening day, he's gonna get hit.
Yeah, I mean,
and suspended.
Yep,
that's. And then they say weird stuff like, "Oh, he used bad language." Shut up. That's an excuse.
Okay,
Shut up.
Ethan. Have you ever played baseball like as a kid? Like, were you ever in Little League or anything?
Yes.
Okay. Do you still play now?
I quit, quote unquote, pretty recently, but I've actually I played recently. I'll put it that way.
All right. If you are on a team and you are above the age of 12, baseball players have the worst language. I can't even say some of the stuff we say. It's that bad. Like, I will get age restricted. Baseball players have the worst mouths, like, out there. I mean, me being one of them. Baseball players say so much stuff. If you're gonna eject a guy for bad language, there would be no one playing baseball.
Yeah, and then especially when you're gonna suspend someone for a bat flip.
It's just dumb. Anyway, guys.
And then you have old fans that are like, "Oh my God, that's a bat flip. That's not how a baseball flip." Well, it's a new game. Get with the times.
I couldn't agree more, but rant over. That's going to end this episode of the 10th inning. I hope you guys enjoyed. Have yourselves a good rest of your day. New episode. Let me look at my schedule.
We'll decide.
We'll decide. I'll tell you next week. It'll probably be Monday, Wednesday, or Friday, or Saturday. One of those days. So mark your calendars. Anyway, guys, thank you for watching. And Ethan and I will see you next time on the 10th inning.